we'll go ahead. I got it recording and we'll get started and we'll get it rolling. But anyway, so tonight is authentic reaching out and closing the deal. I know this is a topic that has been probably really focused on lately. At least it has for like me in my personal trainings and like what I'm doing in my mentoring and everything. And the more I talk to people, the more I realize that this is something that they really are struggling with. Like this is like their hang up. I feel like they have everything else. Like, okay, got this right. And so that's why I did this entire series. Like they understand everything about the business, but when it comes to expanding their network and attracting the right types of people, it's a little bit harder for them. And then the hardest part is figuring out how to authentically reach out. And I'll tell you what I think the hang up is before I get into my material. I think the hang up is that we feel we need to put on, I don't want to say a facade, but almost a character in order to recruit these people, like a professional little sales robot or something. Like, hey, come join my team. We feel the need to find what other people are, maybe sending out to their friends and their potentials, and it works for them, and we try that, and that doesn't work because it's not us. So that's what we're going to focus on tonight. Is I'm going to give you a guideline of what I really like, and again, you're going to have to find what works for you, and then a way to make it your own. So in my Zoom series, up until this point, you have learned what attraction marketing is, or learned more about it. You've learned how to expand your network appropriately. You've learned how to build relationships. And that might be something you're still working on. So once we have built that relationship, not really talked to Plexus, you guys are friends now. You've really vetted these people. Like, you know what? I would really like to work with that person, or I think they would be perfect for the business. I just think that it would be a really good fit all around. And you're like, okay, they're on my list. They're on my dream team. You've worked it up to this point. You might be wondering, when's the right time to reach out to them? I don't have an answer for you. It is going to be different for every single situation, every single relationship. It is going to be really important to find a happy medium between not just like, oh, build a little relationship and reach out, like having, oh, it's been 3 days. I talked to this person a little bit. Don't be superficial in regards to that. But also don't put it off so long because you're waiting for the perfect moment. I like to wait for when it feels right. And I hate giving that advice because it's really hard to quantify. But wait until you're like, yes, this is it. Like, you've got a sign, and I'll give you an example here in a minute, but they commented on something. It gives you kind of an end, something to start the conversation naturally. You see a post of theirs, it comes up in conversation, or you may just get that feeling that you're like, you know what, this person's been on my mind today, there's a reason why. Don't let waiting for the right moment be an excuse to put it off and put it off and put it off. There might never be a perfect moment, but go with what feels right and what feels natural, and that will always be the best choice. So going back to my topic a minute before, is there's many ways to reach out. You've probably seen, and we don't recommend cold messaging in this team. And the difference in cold messaging, by the way, and like warm messaging, if that's what you want to call it. Cold messaging is messaging someone that you don't have a relationship with, whether you just added them, you randomly see them in a group, whatever it is, or you just haven't even talked to them. Oh, that's my red pen there. I'm not bleeding. But you just haven't talked to them in like 4 or 5 years or whatever it is. That is cold messaging when you don't have a relationship with them. That has been built up. And so when you message someone that you are friends with, that is out of the blue, quote unquote, but it might just be the start of a new conversation that day, that's not cold messaging. And I had to talk to someone about that the other day and make that clarification. So I want to go ahead and do that. But there's many ways to reach out. You might have seen like the magic text by a diamond, or you might, I don't know, you hear so many different things. And some of them are really good. Some of them I really like, or I'm like, oh, that would be good in a certain situation, or oh, I'm glad that worked for that person. That's just not my style though, and that's cool. And there's some that I really, really hate. So it's up to you to use your discretion of how do I want to run my business? How do I want to come across? What's the type of business person that I want to be? But the most important thing is that no matter what guideline you use, it's important to be authentic. You don't even have to use a guideline, honestly. It is just important that you be yourself, you be genuine, you be authentic. And like I said, you don't put on that Plexus sales robot mask and you're like, oh, okay. Like we've gone from being friends to all of a sudden I'm turning on my, you know, when your mom gets on the phone and she has a different voice for when she's talking, like, you know, I see you laughing, Kristen. You know what I'm talking about. Don't put on your mom voice talking to someone that she doesn't know really well, okay? Continue being yourself. Keep the same tone of conversation that you've had before. That is my biggest piece of advice. So, like, these are your friends. They're going to see right through you. You've built a relationship with them. Like, they know what you talk like. And someone else were like, Rach, don't you ever feel like you should be more professional? They weren't, like, being rude about it. They were just like, actually, it was a legit question. And I was like, hell no. You should be professional-ish, and definitely hold high moral standards and, you know, be professional in that sense. But this is network marketing. This is 2017, almost 18. Be yourself. So I prefer my own little version of Eric Worre's 7 Steps. And I love a lot of stuff that he puts out. I don't love a lot of stuff that he puts out, but I really like this and I make it my own. But I use it as a guideline. So I'm going to give you these 7 steps and give you examples along the way of what I do when I am like, okay, I have 5 people to reach out to this week. That's usually around what I do. And I like build relationships with 10 in my weekly method of operation. And then I reach out to 5 or more, but at least 5. And so number 1, when I'm like, okay, here's a message. Here we go. This chick, we've been friends for a while. She messaged me. I've had my eye on her. She commented on something, was like, that looks like a great company. Looks like you're having so much fun. That was it. And I'm like, okay, this is the sign. This is it. Oh my gosh, excuse me. So step number 1 when you're making your message is be in a hurry. The reason for this being you're busy. You want to get their attention. You want to show them that you're everything is invested in this conversation. This is just like a side thought that you had. And you're like, oh yeah, I wanted to message you real quick. So you can say like, oh, I have a million things to do today, but I wanted to message you real quick. Or I'm about to walk out the door, but I just had to send you this message before I forgot. Or about to get, you know, Charlie down for nap time. Well, she doesn't nap. Who am I kidding? But whatever it is, I sent someone a message in the middle of leaders retreat. I'm like, hey, I'm literally in the middle of a meeting right now, but I saw your comment and I had to like message you. Okay. Be in a hurry. Phrase that however the hell you want. Okay. But be genuine. Like, don't make up an excuse. I'm about to go make lunch. That's being in a hurry. You know, it's fine. Step number 2, compliment them genuinely. So what I like to say is like, I really love your attitude, your vibe. I love seeing the things that you post. You crack me up with your memes. I literally told someone that in a reach out because it was the absolute freaking truth. And that's actually why we became friends, because I liked all of her stuff. I was like, I feel like we're the same person. I often tell them like, you know, I don't know. I really feel like we get along really well, whatever it is, because you're expanding in your like area of expertise. You're finding your tribe. They're going to have stuff in common. Bring that up. It doesn't have to be some like fakey compliment that even has to do with the business. Like legit tell them you like their memes or their hair or whatever. I don't care. Compliment them. Step number 3, make the invite. This can look any way you want. What I really like to say and what's been my jam lately, because it's the truth, is I'll usually tell them like, hey, so I think that we would work really, really well together. I think our personalities would mesh great. I think we complement each other well, because that's what I'm looking for when I'm recruiting people, is people who will complement me well, based upon StrengthsFinder, which is right there behind me. It's falling over, but that's okay. And I feel like I also think that you'd be great at this business. If that is not entirely true, I do not say that. If I think this person needs the business, or I think they might enjoy it, or I don't know. I just think it would be fun to work with them. I'm not sure how they'll do, honestly. I'm not going to lie. But I'm going to be honest and be like, I think we would work really well together. It would be a lot of fun. I'd like to see where this goes or whatever. And I say, have you ever considered being a brand rep for Plexus like I am, or whatever? I like using that phrasing, and I keep it short. That's my first message, you guys, is those 3 steps. Be in a hurry. Hey, I'm like, gotta go make lunch real quick, but I want to send you a message. Compliment them, and then say, have you ever considered being a brand rep? Whatever it is. Or have you ever considered working from home, doing what I do? Leave it at that. That's it. That's the only message you send them. You end it in a question and you let them respond, okay? And if it takes them a while to respond, go on doing with what you're doing. Like, if you have other messages to send them. If they respond and you are busy doing something else because you're in a hurry, keep doing it and get back to them later. I just want to make that clarification. But moving on to step 4, if they respond right away or while you have time, usually they're going to be like, I had someone say, you know what? I never have, but now I'm intrigued. That was my favorite one. Or I've had some people say, you know what? I have, but I'm not sure I'd be that good at it. Or they're like, maybe. I actually rarely never ever get a no. Like, usually they're like, yes, but maybe in the future. I think I've had some person say that, like, running their own business isn't for them, but they love it, and then they became a customer. So, or occasionally I don't get responses either, but it's really hard to get a no, and I try to go and get no's. Like, I make it my own personal mission. It doesn't ever work out. But anyway, so step number 4 is, if I would you. So I asked them, I'm like, awesome. I'm like, well, if I sent you this really awesome video that explains a lot, I really like this girl's vibe and just how she explains everything, would you watch it? That's it. And they're like, yeah, send it my way. Duh. And you can send them anything you want. I personally prefer and recommend, I've sent a lot of stuff over the years. I recommend Brooke Hemingway's video. It's like Why Plexus or something. And I just randomly came upon it once. And I like it because she's literally just saying, why would I do network marketing and why would I do Plexus, and gives a really great, simple overview that gives a great introduction, and it's less than 20 minutes. I don't want to send them, I know Emily Roberts had or has essentially like a huge like presentation, like PowerPoint presentation up on her channel. I've sent that in the past. I didn't really like, it was too professional in a sense for me, for what I was going for. So what I've really liked lately is Brooke Hemingway's video, and it's like Why Plexus, essentially. You should be able to find it. And she just talks so softly, and it's really calming. And then I'm like, and I send it to them. I'm like, okay, here you go. And when I send the video, or before, I kind of play it by ear, but I say, once you watch this, I'd love to get you on the phone or video chat, or if they're local, I'm like, let's go grab lunch or coffee, or you can come over and we'll chat about it. Because I want to, answer any questions you have, as well as go over expectations, of what you can expect from me, as, training you and all of that jazz, and what I expect of you in that regard. And I just keep it super light and fun, but I let them know, like, once you watch it, we're going to have a chat. And then I set up that appointment. So that's step number 5, is set up that follow-up appointment. So I go ahead and set that time. Like, this isn't an option, you guys, and this is part of closing the deal. It just happens. Like, we have a phone call, we have a video chat if that's possible. because that's like the next best thing. And then best thing is an in-person meeting. And in that, oh wait, I'm going to finish this. Step 6 is just confirm the time. Like, okay, awesome. Here's the video confirming that, you know, we're going to meet Wednesday at 2 or whatever. Here's my number. They send me their number, yada, yada. That's step number 6. And then step number 7 is get off of the chat that you're in. And I'll answer that chat in a second, Kristen. But get off. You're in a hurry. Remember, she's like, okay, awesome. Well, I got to go. I'll talk to you then. Let me know if you need anything in between or whatever. And that's it. Like, it doesn't have to be that hard. And this doesn't have to be a rigid, like, oh no, I didn't go in the steps or whatever. But this is a really great guideline to follow. And I tend to play it by ear. I like to follow that. Did they ever say no to the meetup? No, honestly. Lately, I can't think of a time in the recent past that someone has said no. Occasionally we'll set it up and then they have to put it off and we might never get that phone call. Sometimes they're just blowing me off because they're not into it, and I'll just I'm like, hey, you know, if you don't want to chat, that's fine. Like, if you're not into this, that's cool. Or sometimes that happens, but I'm just like, hey, like, I want to, you know, set this up because they're my friend, and you know, like, I want to answer all your questions and all this stuff. So I just keep it super lighthearted, and I don't really bring it up as an option. If they say no, here's my thought on that, actually. If someone says no to a phone or meetup or video chat, how in God's green earth are you ever going to get them on the phone to train them? That's my thought process. Now, you're not really doing these reach outs for wholesale ambassadors, so that's not really applicable. You know, if this is for a wholesale ambassador, it's not going to be, you're not trying to like get them on the phone, set expectations for training and all that stuff. But if you can't get them to agree to call you to like ask questions or have a meetup, you're never going to be able to train them. So this probably isn't a good fit. So that's what I'll say on that. And I hope that that's helpful. Okay. What was I going to get to with that? Okay. In your chat, when you meet up with them again, I wanted to get through my 7 steps first. I just really am myself in regards to probably the 2 or 3 that I had recently. They call me. I'm like, hey, how's your day going? Yada, yada. I ask them how their kid is, whatever. Catch up just like I do when I train you guys, you know, build that personal relationship. And then I'm like, okay, what do you think of the video? Or, you know, I know you were going to talk to your husband or your wife or whatever. And I'm like, what'd they say? What do you guys think? And I just listen. I have them give me all their questions, all their concerns. I ask an opening question and then I listen, and I really, really listen. And usually it'll be random questions that I would never even think that they would have. I don't even know. It's different every time. Sometimes it's about the comp plan. Sometimes it's about the product. Sometimes they're like, do I need inventory? Like, how does this work? Do you have like a training page? I've had that asked before. I've had questions asked about the team. Whatever it is. And usually their concerns are surprise me. And I'm like, yeah, no, girl. Like, that's not how we do that. I've had people ask me, like, are you going to require me to cold message? And I'm like, I don't require anyone to do anything. Like, this is your business, but no. And then once that is over and I've addressed all their concerns, I've answered all their questions, I'm like, okay, I want to go over, you know, what you can expect from me in regards to training. I tell them about our initial training. I tell them about our mentoring. And I'm like, we'll be meeting once a week for at least probably an hour for the first month or 2 of your business startup. I tell them about the team page. I tell them about all the trainings we have available. I make them aware of that so they know what to expect from me and they know what they're getting into. I let them know we can take it at their pace, but we will get all the information across. And then that leads me into what I expect of them, which is welcome pack. It's usually already been addressed. They ask me like how much it costs to start. Subscription, 90-day commitment. I really harp on that, you guys. I'm like, I need a 90-day commitment from you, not only for the products, because I go over, it takes 90 days for your cells to regenerate. You need to see a difference in your lifestyle. This goes for anything, diet, exercise, whatever. And just with business too, like at the 90-day rule, what you're doing now will show up in 90 days. And I really want them to understand that and see that. But yeah, and I make sure they agree to subscription. And I make sure I'm like, I expect you to show up to our meetings that we have scheduled and respect my time. I respect your time. I understand that things come up. And I'm like super chill and laid back. Like we all have lives and kids, and that's what I love about this. But I'm like, just let me know and don't blow me off. I just set the tone, but I still keep it lighthearted. And then I usually end the conversation a little bit different every time, but I let them know, like, okay, I'm going to be following up with you if, they're like needing to wait it out a couple more days, or they're waiting until they get paid. I'm like, when do you want to get started? It's usually how I end that conversation. And I try to do it immediately. Like if we're in person, I bring my computer. I got it set up if they want to get going. I set up a time for them to get started, and we go from there. It doesn't always end like that. So the next step in closing the deal is follow up. Do this authentically as well. Where's my notes? Let them know, obviously, that you'll be following up with them. Like, be like, okay, I'll follow up with you in a few days. I'll check in, see how things are going, see what so-and-so said, whatever. Or if they're like, yeah, I'm going to join on the 15th when I get paid, I'm like, okay, cool. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime. I'm so excited to get things started. I'll chat with you on the 15th. But usually when I follow up with them, I always use the phrase, I'm so excited to work with you. Like, I can't wait. Oh, by the way, here's a deal. Here's this thing my team is doing. I just follow up with them any way I can. And I also keep up that personal relationship in between as well. But yeah, let me read this chat real quick before I move on to my last point. Oh yeah, well, you like that. Brianna, what are some different ways to approach it with following up without annoying them? My greatest piece of advice with following up, but I won't get into all of that tonight. That's a whole Zoom in and of itself. I actually did one, almost 2 years ago now. But is to always provide them with value of some kind. I said I let them know that I'll be following up. I set up that initial follow-up. So that's not annoying. Also, don't view yourself as being annoying, and you won't be. Subconscious projection and all of that jazz. But I just say, like, oh, I'm so excited to get going. Like, how did this conversation go? If they're telling me they're saving up, or I'll send them something like a diamond doc or something, which haven't been able to do lately because they're all kind of being remade currently. Or like a story, or I'll see a post, or I'll just be excited and inspired. Whatever it is that relates to that person, I send it to them, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited, like, to work with you. Or be like, hey, this is what I'm like setting up for my team right now with training. Like, look what you get to do. Lord knows, anything and everything. I just try to keep it friendly and not super like uptight. I do personal like relationship follow-ups. I'm like, oh, I saw so-and-so sick. How are you guys feeling? Whatever that is. I had another point that I was going to make. But yeah, just add value to them. Like, let them know when things are coming up with the team, opportunity events, anything like that, without being overwhelming. Laurel says, if someone's interested but kind of left you hanging, when's it a good time to bring it up again without sounding pushy? Why are you guys all afraid of being annoying and pushy? Get those damn words out of your head, okay? Stop, all right? No, you're not being annoying. You're not being pushy. They were interested. I love being annoying. No, I mean, you're not. If that thought's in your head, we need to work on some affirmations, friend. You're not annoying. You have this amazing opportunity that you're literally offering them. And guys, we have badass freaking training. You guys are great leaders and great trainers. They would be lucky to be on your team. And it would be like a beautiful fit. and it would be awesome. And they would grow their health and their wealth. Okay, that was really cheesy. But you guys have this really awesome gift to give them. They are interested. You are not being annoying. Don't be, I mean, obviously don't go overboard and be like, hey, are you going to join my team? Blah, blah, blah. Like every single day. But just go with the flow. Like I usually do every couple days, 2 or 3 days when I like think about them. Or I have them on my list. I have like my follow-up days, which are usually like Tuesdays or Wednesdays, like in my weekly method of operation. I was like, hey, like I never heard back from you. I can't wait for you to get started. What's going on? Or like, what are you thinking? Whatever that is, or maybe I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, probably if the conversation just died off or they never got back to me, probably a few days, a week max. I just keep following up. Let's see. Where's the chat? I love you, AJ. Yeah, when you fully believe in the business, you feel obligated to share, not like you're annoying. Yeah, and they were already interested. If you don't follow up with them, then you're not being a professional in the good kind of way. Like you're not running your business in a way that shows them that you take it seriously and you run it like a business if they've shown interest and you're not following up with them, honestly. Okay. My last point, and this is just a little extra for you guys. And it kind of led me into that, Laura, with affirmations and manifestation. I have found these amazing like kind of affirmation. I love the Think Up app. If you guys don't have it, get it. But you can record. They have a lot of entrepreneur, sales, self-esteem, abundance affirmations. You can record yourself saying it, and it plays over meditation music, and then you can like listen to it. If all of you should have read What to Say When You Talk to Yourself. If you haven't, you need to have heart to heart, friend. But you understand, like it soaks into your subconscious when you do that stuff, the tape talk. But I wanted to present you guys with some that have been life-changing for me. So the first one I love, and it is like my mantra right now. It's my mantra for the team, everything, is I am constantly attracting like-minded people who easily see my vision. Because that's the goal. This is what we want. Recruiting, I hate using that word, but you guys know what I mean, should not be hard. You should be attracting and reaching out to people that see this vision and get excited. They see what an amazing opportunity this is, and they are excited to work with you. They are excited to train with you, and they're excited to work their business. And it is easy and it is fun. And that is how it can be, and that is how it should be, and that is how it will be if you keep telling yourself that, and if you manifest it and put that energy out and bring it back to yourself. And I sound so hippy-dippy right now, and I love it, and I don't even care because the science behind it is there. So my second affirmation, you can put any word you want here, but I like this one. It says selling is always easy and fun. Because as soon as I started telling myself that, I was like, yeah, like this is so easy. I'm really good at what I do, like, and it's fun, and I have the best clients in the world, and I attract the best people to work with to me. Guys, I got 5 customers in a week, and they're all dream clients. Like, I was like, why am I not doing this for recruiting? And so that's when I made up the one about constantly attracting like-minded people. And then just a few others. You can find ones that work perfect for you. But I love the abundance ones because they have to do with money, and I feel like that really relates to business, but being grateful for what you already have. And then like money is just an exchange of energy. I think that's what Kayla Leonard said earlier in the post. It's just an exchange of energy. And so there's a few on there about abundance and money, but I like the one that says, I am the kind of person who finds it easy to make money. And then there's one about it coming from a bunch of different sources in an easy way. And I love that because it does also apply to business as well. And then there's some, I love the one that says like my paycheck increases every month. Okay, I might have it behind me. No, dang it, I don't. But it's saying my business grows every single month and my paycheck just keeps getting better and better. I love those. And just anything that you feel like you're struggling with, make it an affirmation. One of mine that I have behind me is I easily find solutions to challenges and move quickly past them. So whatever that is, I apply it to, reaching out, apply it to following up, apply it to feeling like you're annoying or whatever, change that up. You manifested $273 yesterday. That's amazing. Where's your face? I'm trying to find you. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's freaking amazing. But it works, you guys. Look into it. There's a law. I know Alex did a Zoom on law of attraction. I'm sure if you don't have access to it, if you're not on her team, I can get access to it. But it really does work. And even if it doesn't, if you don't believe in that or whatever, the mindset aspect of it and how it seeps into your subconscious, your brain is literally like a computer that will believe anything you tell it. So if you tell yourself that these things are easy and that it's fun and that you're constantly attracting these people, that is what you're going to believe. And so that's what's going to come true. So I'm going to end it on that note. I hope this was really helpful. Again, let me know if you have any questions. As always, when I post the recording, you can ask questions there. You can message me. I don't promise to get back to you immediately, but I will get back to you. And I love you too. I love all of you. Thanks for hopping on again. I know it's right before Christmas. So thanks. And I may be on the lookout on the team page. I'm thinking of doing a Zoom after Christmas before the new year on like a getting customers brainstorm. I did that a couple years ago and it went really, really well. Basically, I'll have a panel and we'll answer questions for people on like issues they're having doing getting customers and things like that. So, yeah, you guys already like the idea. Perfect. Well, I'll be posting about that soon. I'll get this recorded and up on the YouTube channel. But again, thanks guys, and I'll see you soon.